Mm. So, how is the day going?
My day. I didn't do much today actually. I, no, I
Mm.
didn't do anything today. So, but
My day
no,
was extremely stressful.
why? Why?
Very, very stressful. We are already live, so I don't want to talk about it now. Maybe after the live, I'll talk about it. Yeah. Okay. So, hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're listening from. So, just a quick one. Do well to drop um, some emojis to show that you are here in this stream. Okay, do well to drop those emojis and tell us where you're listening from, your location, what you do. Let's know all of that. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So let's just wait for a few minutes for more persons to join so we can fully start.
All right.
Mm.
So,
Hi, Blessing. Thank you so much for joining. Keep your emojis coming. Please encourage everyone in the group to join the live. It's already on, so we're waiting for more people to join so we can kick off this training immediately. So please, 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 if you are on this call, do well to drop your name, your location, and also what you do. So just do well to drop all of those information. Let's hear from you, okay? Hi, Oluwadele. Thank you for joining. Okay, so please just tell us where you're listening from, what you actually do as well. Okay, so let's get to know you better. Yeah, so I can see more persons joining in. So please do well to drop those information. Let's know you better. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you, Luadele. Okay, keep your comments coming in, guys. Keep your comments coming in. This is going to really encourage us. Okay, just keep your comments coming in. Oh, you're listening from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much. Um, I don't know if you're a male or a female, but whichever gender you are, I celebrate you. I celebrate you. Hi, Jonita. Thank you so much for joining in. Yeah, so Oluwadele, tell us what you actually do. Are you also a virtual assistant or you are a digital marketer? Because this training is not just for only virtual assistants, right? Jetro, am I wrong or right? It's not
You're right.
only, yeah, so anybody can benefit from this training at all. Anybody can benefit. Thank you, Rohimat, for joining. Ile Ife, amazing. Ile Ife. I'm going to visit there one day, and when I do, you'll be the first person I'm going to call. Jessica, it's nice to have you here. Do tell us where you're listening from and also what you do. Okay, yeah, Oluwadele is a female, and she's also an executive virtual assistant. Lane, thank you so much for joining from Kenya. So we have our brothers and sisters from other countries that have also joined this training. Yeah, Lane is from Kenya. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. Just let me know in the comment section if I'm actually pronouncing it well. Oluwadele said, unrelated, your voice sounds very soothing. Oh, this is where girls always do that stuff. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm actually this is my quiet mood right now because I'm really stressed out from today's activity. So this is not my usual voice. My students will know how I talk. Like whenever I'm literally teaching, they know that I have this kind of very strong voice whenever I talk. Right. So this is just me. Like I'm in that state where I'm just calm and I just want to like take a deep breath to relax from everything that went on today. Okay, so yeah. Oh, Roslyn. Oh, amazing. That's amazing. Have a different name on YouTube. Okay, so Jessica says she's listening from Delta and she's also a virtual assistant. Amazing. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining. Hawa, my darling, thank you so much from Switzerland. Hawa from Switzerland. Please, oh, you didn't tell me that you've relocated. I would have just been inside your handbag now so that I would join you. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Please, you guys should, keep inviting everyone to join into this training. So we are going to kick off immediately so that our speaker, or should I say our facilitator, can take on from here. Okay, so before I introduce our facilitator, to most of you, you know me, most of you here know me, most of you don't know me, but a little introduction will not hurt, right? A little introduction will not hurt. So I'm just going to do another introduction, introducing myself. So my name is Horse for Fortuna, and if you are on LinkedIn and you've not connected with me, please do well to connect with me. All right, and I'm the founder of Virtualize Hub, where we host trainings, we host different kind of activities to help every freelancer, okay, to help every freelancer or any service provider to grow on any social platform. It's not just on LinkedIn, but any social platform, you know related. So we can be bringing workshops, we can be bringing training from different kind of angles. So like I said, learning never ends, right? Learning never ends. You have to always show up. You always have to show up when you need to show up. Learn new things so that it's not going to, when you're going to be working with clients, you don't have to give that excuse to say, oh, I don't know this. At least if you get the knowledge, it's going to help you go far. Or should I say, it's going to make your life easier, make your client's life easier, so your client don't have to, start from scratch in teaching you something. At least having an idea of something makes it worth the while. So this training is very, very important, and I know that it's going to help a lot of virtual assistants see a different perspective of where they are coming from, or how they can actually sell their offers as VAs. Because like I said, so many VAs don't know how to sell their offers. All they know is to just come online, or should I say LinkedIn, post content, hoping that one client will just send them a DM. It doesn't work like that. And like I said, strategies always works. If you know what you want to achieve, if you know how to achieve all of those things, then you start seeing results in no time, right? So that is just a brief information about me and what Virtualize Hub do. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining. She's joining from Lagos. Amazing. Chizoba Judith, it's so nice to have you here. Please tell us where you're joining in from. Are you joining from Switzerland as well, or you're joining in from UK? So let us know. Okay, let us know. All right. So I'm going to introduce our speaker. Sorry, our facilitator. I'm used to the word speaker. But before I do, please, if you are not following us on our YouTube channel, right? If you're not following us on our YouTube channel, please do well to just subscribe. The subscription is free, it's not paid. Okay, it's just for you to click on the button, just one tap, pam, and then you followed us. So when we'll be having our trainings, we'll be posting videos on virtual assistant, career wise, and all that. You'll be the first person to get notified. So please, please, please follow us on YouTube. Just go, minimize your phone or whatever it is. Just follow us on YouTube so you don't miss out on things like this. Jetro, are you finding it difficult to join with your laptop? Because I see like you're trying to connect, but it's not working.
I think I can do it now.
Okay, because I'm trying to give you access to it, but it's not working. So it's saying device not connected. Okay, Ijoma, it's so nice to have you here. My Anambra sister, thank you for joining. Okay, thank you so much for joining. All right, so let me introduce our speaker. My goodness, somebody should just tap me on the back and tell me it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. The word speaker is just entering my mouth. So let me introduce you guys to our facilitator for today. Okay, that will be taking us on this 2 days journey. And I want you guys to, note some things down. So he might be sharing his screen, or he might just be talking. So every little information that you can note down, please note it down with have your book and your pen, because it's very important not just to listen but also to note down important things. Because even if you're going to come back to watch the YouTube video, like to watch the pre-recorded video, it's still good to note down some things. So for me, that is what I do. I watch the videos and then I note down, or should I say jot down things, so that I can go back to them again. Okay, so I can go back to them again. Hi Favor, thank you for joining. Okay, so sorry that I didn't call you. My bad. I was so distracted today and I was very, very busy, occupied. Let me use the word occupied. So I just felt like, okay, if this was important, you'll be here. So, so sorry about that. So, okay. Now back to introducing our facilitator. So Jethro Omake is a funnel designer strategist. Okay, he's a funnel designer strategist with 2 years of experience in building, converting landing pages, and end-to-end marketing and CRM systems. Can you see that? Even the way I'm introducing what he actually does is very heavy. Like what he actually do for a living is actually very, very heavy, and it could be tasking anyways. But then you can see what is it. He's an end-to-end marketing, converting end-to-end marketing and CRM systems. So you see, CRM systems is part of what a lot of virtual assistants are learning today. That's the automation stuff, right? Okay. So he builds those systems for coaches and experts who sell services, coaching programs, and digital products. coaching programs and digital products. I've been seeing his content on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, you can connect with him on Instagram. Okay, so you can also connect with him on LinkedIn, right? So I've been seeing his content on Instagram, and I tell you, when I tell you that this guy is an expert, he's good at what he does, just take it from me. And you guys know that I will not bring anybody that will not add value to us, right? Because any speaker, or should I say any facilitator I bring, they always add value, and you will not remain the same. Okay, you will not remain the same. So he's going to be dishing out a lot of value, and I myself am also going to be taking notes. Okay, so I want you to do the same as well. So Jetro, if you're on this call, just do well to say hi to everyone so we can kick off from here. Your mic is muted. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. All right,
Okay.
so our speaker, oh Lord have mercy, our facilitator is on board, so he's going to be taking over from here, right? He's going to be taking over from here. So let me do one more shout out before I, you know, give the mic to him. Hello, Promise. Thank you so much for joining, and she's joining from Abuja, and she's also a virtual assistant. So a lot of virtual assistants are here. So hopefully, I want to be seeing people that are not virtual assistants, right? Okay. So the mic is yours, Jetro. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me loud and clear. Okay, I can hear you
Yeah,
loud and
so
clear.
if you said come again, what did you say?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So if you can be communicating with them through the chat box. I hope you're seeing the chat box from your end.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so if you're seeing the chat box from your end, you can be communicating with them through that point. So they'll be dropping their messages and responding to you from there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So today, we're going to have a proper discussion on how PAs can have in funnels and funnel
Well,
automation and
we
all that
can't
stuff.
hear you properly. Your voice is very cranky. We can't really hear you. I don't know if it's the device you're using, maybe the earpiece also, but it's kind of noisy, so we can't hear you properly.
This is going to be a little bit of an issue. Okay, one moment.
Okay, so while our facilitator is fixing up this issue, let me still spotlight on persons. Abigail, she's coming, sorry, she's listening from Uyo City. My Uyo sister. My Uyo sister. It's good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So, you guys keep your comments coming in. Uh, how many persons? Like just 5 or 8 persons have made comments here. Just 5 or 8 persons have made comments. If not 10, yeah, I think 10. So please, we have over like more than 15% on this call. If not, so just do well to drop your comments and all that. Drop your comments, okay? Keep your comments coming. Tell me, how was your day? I've been ranting saying that my day was pretty stressful. So just let me know in the comment section how your day went. How was your day? Okay. How was your day? Did you go to work? Did you I don't know, did you jog? Did you go to the market for errands? What did you do? Okay, just let me know in the comment section what you did. I think it's going to be very fun. It's going to be fun hearing comments from you guys while we wait for our facilitator. Okay, so I'm still waiting for your comments. I'm still waiting for your comments. Oh, thank you, Promise, for answering. Thank you. So Promise said she had a stressful day as well. Sorry about that. Okay, I think our facilitator is on now. Jetro, is it okay from your end right now?
I can still hear cracks. I don't know if you can hear me clearly without the cracks.
We can hear you. We can hear you, but I don't know. The cracks are still there. The cracks are still there. But I don't know. Let's continue to see if there will be any changes in the process.
All right. Okay. Now, we're starting with let's start with the subject of what a sales funnel is. And in the simplest words, a sales funnel is a guided path from awareness to purchase. Now, most people look at it as a straight line, and some people see it as a series of curves. Okay. Now, a guided path means that you are telling people or you are putting in place systems for people to go from being strangers to when they finally purchase a program. So let's say, for instance, you are the VA to someone who sells coaching. Okay. A guided path is going to mean that you're taking people from being strangers where they maybe just found her content or they came across a comment that she made somewhere or that he made somewhere and then they check the profile. Now, checking the profile, a lot of things begin to happen because they are going to, let's assume they're checking their Instagram profile. There's going to be highlights to check. There's going to be the first three posts to check. After checking the first three posts, they're going to check the next six, which will make it nine posts in total, including highlights. From there, the next thing for most people would be to check the links. Now, this is already a guided path, but most people do not understand that it is guided, which is why the first three posts that you pin on Instagram is very, very important. Everything on your highlight is very, very important, especially if it's someone who is selling high ticket stuff. You need to make sure that there are testimonials on your highlight. This is the first part of guiding people because now you're guiding them from, oh, I'm aware that this person exists, and now you're making a situation where they are like, okay, I think this person can help me. Let me check out more on this person. Because at the end of the day, what moves people from being aware that you exist to the state of mind where they begin to feel like, I need to work with this person or I need to buy this thing that this person is selling, is if they can see themselves getting the result that you have given other people. So this is the first part of guiding people. So now you've officially guided them from being aware to where they are now interested. Now, a whole funnel process is from awareness to interest, from interest to consideration, and from consideration to where they buy. Now, this is the primary or this is the basic funnel process. Now, we've talked about the first part, which is awareness. They found you through maybe an Instagram ad, they found you through your Instagram post, they found you through a comment that someone made or that you made somewhere. Down the next part for your client would be making this awareness become moving awareness into interest. So this is where the whole profile thing comes into play. From here, we now begin to look at how do we get people to begin to consider us? Because right now they are interested, but how do we move them into where they begin to consider buying what we're selling or working with us? And this is where the traditional funnel that a lot of people know comes into play, which is where we now begin to talk about landing pages, we begin to talk about freebies, we begin to talk about email sequence. All of this is inside the consideration phase. Again, awareness phase, interest phase, consideration, and then buying phase. So inside the consideration phase is where you now begin to set up little things like the landing page, you begin to set up things like the CRM systems. Okay, that's going to tell people, that's going to tell your clients that so and so person opt into your funnel from so and so place. Now, let's take for instance, we're using Instagram as our case study. Someone opts into the funnel. Let's assume it's a freebie. Does anyone here work with a client who's selling coaching? So I can use that as a clear example. You can drop that in the comment section. Anyone?
I think you should just continue. Maybe it's a bit slow from our end. Someone might be typing, but it may be from our end.
All right. So let's assume we're using a client who sells content coaching. Set volume. So let's assume that the client in question now is selling content coaching. Okay, she's teaching people how to create content. Now, the first point of contact into consideration phase would be maybe a strategy guide. Sorry, I didn't get the question. Well, I was asking if anyone here has a coach that they work with as a VA. You're a VA to the coach. But now let's use a content coach, for instance. Now, the first point of touch or contact might be a freebie, it might be a strategy session. Where you now begin to play in CRM systems is when, as soon as that person opts in to the funnel, which is a traditional funnel in the sense that they gave in their email, they gave in their details. Your job now is to make sure that you are able to track from step one to the end step. So step one would be you collected their emails. Step two will now be getting them on a call if your client is selling high ticket coaching. Or step two would be to get them into the CRM system if you are selling products. So let's assume that this client in question is selling both high ticket products or a high ticket offer, like maybe $1,000 coaching offer, and then they are selling low ticket and mid ticket products like a $50 strategy template or a $50 content script. Okay, and then the mid ticket stuff might be a group coaching or stuff like that. Your job as the VA now would be to direct people into choosing one of these three paths. Now, a lot of people are going to choose the low ticket first, and that's because they do not really know the person that, or they don't really know your client yet. So, your job is to get them to buy one of those things. And as soon as they get into your system, your CRM system should target people as this person is a new lead. This person just got into the system. And then when they take another step, you should be able to tag them again that this person has taken to so and so step. So let's say, for instance, now the person gets into the funnel and then they read the first email that you sent them. Immediately, you should be able to tag them and say, this person has read the first email. So that means this person is closer to buying than they were at the first stage. So now they're in consideration stage. And then as soon as they go through the whole email sequence, you can now say that this person is a ready buyer or this person is almost ready to buy. This is the consideration stage. And after that, they buy. As soon as they buy, the job of the VA is to once again go back to the CRM system to look at it and say, has this person been tagged with the buyer tag? Because as soon as someone becomes a buyer, the funnel doesn't end there. It then takes them again into a new phase, which is the same awareness, interest, consideration, and buying stage for another product. So we have the low ticket offer. Let's assume that what they bought first was the low ticket offer. The next step for them will now be to buy the mid ticket offer or the high ticket offer. So you now have to create awareness of that offer again. You have to create interest for that offer, and then you have to make them buy. So this is the basic structure of a funnel at the very core, the very basic structure of what a funnel is. Now, the role of a VA in making funnels work has to do with the setup that I've mentioned, has to do with tracking, and has to do with automation and customer experience. Because whoever is really into selling high ticket offers has two jobs to do, which is marketing and delivery. They need to sell what they are selling, they need to be able to market what they're selling, they need to be able to show up, and at the same time, they need to deliver. But then we're in an industry where a lot of people are unable to balance both because it's very hard. So you can come in and say, I'm going to help you with the delivery aspect so that you're always able to deliver excellent job. Now, delivery includes onboarding and all of those other things that come in with that. So that covers the introduction of how a VA can make funnels work. So now if you come to the core stages of a funnel, I've mentioned it before: awareness, interest, decision, and then action. So this is the AIDA principle, but then I like to call it awareness, interest, consideration, and then the buying stage. So the real world examples of this would be a freebie funnel, which is a lead magnet, to a nurture sequence, which is where you get them to make the decision, and then when they buy the low ticket offer, where they've taken action. For a webinar funnel like this one, if I was planning to sell something, registration phase was where your interest was piqued, because awareness stage was where you saw it and you're like, okay, I think this thing, I might be interested in it. And the moment you registered, you became a lead, an interested lead. Now, once you watch it, you show up, you watch it. At that point in time, you're beginning to make a decision if you're going to buy or not, especially when the pitch has been made. And when you buy, you become a buyer. So this is the core stages of a funnel in the simplest form. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about today, so that tomorrow I'll be able to show you my screen and then show you how most of these things work, would be the moving parts of a funnel. Now, the moving parts of a funnel are simply the landing pages, which are usually thank you pages, uh, opt-in pages, sales pages, and then we have emails as well as automations. Now, the reason why these are called moving parts is because over time you have to change them, you have to evolve them. They cannot stay the same forever because your client is going to be growing, the prices of their product are going to be increasing, and over time they are going to want to do less work than they are currently doing. Now, what do I mean? I mean that over time they are going to want to do less of certain tasks. So let's say, for instance, they are used to reaching out to each lead manually as soon as they register for the webinar. Your job is to come in and say, we can send so and so messages using either email or WhatsApp so that we get these people to join the classes, we get them to join the webinar. Now, the message you're going to be sending will not always be the same for each webinar. And that is why this is one of the moving parts. The same thing happens for email, a welcome email sequence, a nurture email sequence. As your client grows, as their story changes, as they get more client results, as they get more testimonials, the method of converting people is going to change because now they're going to be more result based, they're going to be more conversion based than being story based most of the time. And then the same thing happens for automations because the more their email list grows bigger, the more they are going to need new tags. So tags could be like new lead, tags could be like, okay, this person has gone through the first email sequence. That's a tag. All of these tags and triggers happen inside the CRM system. So automations and CRM systems are also moving parts. Now, I would love to share my screen, but I can't do that right now. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the theoretical aspect. So tomorrow we'll do the practical aspect where you see it live and understand most of what is happening, and you get to ask questions also. So Fortunia, can I hand over to you here?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much, Jetro. Okay, so please, you guys should just drop those emojis, those clapping emojis to appreciate our facilitator, and please do well to ask questions. It was quite short. I was expecting it to be very long, but then again, it's still good that it's short, so people's brain don't start thinking so much about what he's saying and all that. So if you have questions in the comment section, please do well to drop it. Okay, let's know what our facilitator has shared with us. If there are areas that he talked about where you did not understand, maybe the awareness stage, the consideration stage, the like stage, what's it called, the trust stage as well. Please do well to ask your questions. If you don't understand any of those stages, ask those questions so he can come in to clarify those issues for you. And some persons might be hearing all of those stages for the first time. Me, it's not my first time. I've been doing all of those things. I've been hearing it and I've been working with it. So if it's the first time you're hearing it, please do well to ask questions. There is no shame in asking the right questions so that when next we hear it from somebody else, you're not going to be sounding like, or you're not going to be feeling lost in the conversation, but you're going to flow in the conversation. So if you have questions to ask, please ask those questions in the comment section. Let's hear from you. I believe that tomorrow is going to be very powerful, packed. Okay, since he's going to be sharing his screen with us, so you would understand like the practical aspect of it, how to go about it, how you can help your coaches or your founders, whoever you're actually working with, to help them streamline their workflow to make their offers sell better. Okay, so Jetro, the question is for you. Favor is asking, creating funnels, is it the same as email marketing? Yep. So
Yes and no. Okay, yes, in the sense that It still follows the same process of awareness, interest, consideration, and the decision, which is buying. But no, in the sense that email marketing is a part of funnel creation. Remember, the whole goal of a funnel is to get people from being aware to where they buy. Most of the time, email marketing lies inside of the consideration stage. But there are people who like to make email marketing their whole funnel, and that's fine. But when you look at a funnel and you begin to play maybe on founder level, you're playing on the level of a founder. A founder is not going to be on just one social platform. A founder is also going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. So all of those places are the awareness points. But if you're playing on one platform, let's say you're playing on just Instagram, as soon as they get into your email list, that is the beginning of your interest phase. So you can make it in a way that your email marketing is the whole funnel. But more often than not, it doesn't work that way when you begin to play on the big stages. Does that make sense?
I think it does. Favor, does it make sense to you or anyone who probably have a similar question to ask? Let's hear it in the comment section. Okay. Yep. So I think she's clear on that. I think she's clear on that. Any questions? Any questions? So Jetro can answer those questions. If you're still thinking of a question to ask, if you're still thinking of a question to ask, you can drop it in the WhatsApp group. So when we come tomorrow, we can lay out those questions for Jethro to answer. Okay, so if there are questions that you're probably not sure of, you don't know how to even ask it, you can just drop a message in the WhatsApp group or send me a DM. Send me a DM in the WhatsApp group. So would lay out those questions for Jesu to answer tomorrow, okay, after his training. So I'm guessing there are no questions to be asked. Okay, so Favor is asking another one. A plus students. This is what we call A plus students. So I have a client who wants to make this her major funnel, that's email marketing. The tags you mentioned are they still used there? So, Gertrude, that question is for you.
Tags are mostly used in email marketing, although you could use it in other systems. But yes, tags are used in email marketing. Depends on the software provider you're using. So a software provider like ConvertKit will allow you to do a lot of tags if you're on the paid plan. A software provider like System.io will allow you to have tags. Now the point of tags is so that the client can always know who.
We can't hear you, Jethro. I think his network has freeze. Is it just me? Please, if you can still hear me, just drop yes, I can hear you in the comment section. Let me know if it's just me or our facilitator's network is disturbing. Okay, okay. So I guess it's his network. I guess it's his network. So let's just give him like few minutes to check his network and then he joins us. Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, he's going to join us in a jiffy. He's going to join us in a jiffy. I guess his network just paused there. So it's going to join us in a jiffy. So those of you, Favor is asking relevant questions, so you guys should ask. Some people, I'm sure you don't know what tag means. You don't know what tag means. You might be working with a client who is into email marketing. For someone like me, I'm into email marketing. So if you're working with a coach that has to, send emails to subscribers or people who actually want to pay for a product and stuff like that, you don't know what tag is, you better ask those questions now, so that when you work with a client, you will not be lost in the crowd. You ask those questions so you'll be able to get an idea or a knowledge of what it means. So if you don't ask the question what a tag means, I will help you to ask him so that you would not be lost in the crowd. Thank you so much, Favor, for asking this question. So I hope he just comes on board so he can clarify this for us. Okay. This Nigerian network will just try to bring somebody's leg out. You guys, let me just ask a question before he comes on board. Have you ever joined any interview, or maybe you're already working with a client and then you are supposed to have a meeting with that client, and in the middle of that meeting your network starts doing left and right, like your face will start showing, it will start showing, and then the next minute is no longer showing your voice, they will be hearing your voice, and the next minute it starts cracking. Have anybody experienced that situation before? Because if you're living in Nigeria, that is what we are literally facing. No matter how much what's the word now? No matter how much data or different gadgets you have for network, at one point it just wants, like, it's just going to fail you. At one point it's just going to fail you. That's why it's advisable to have different systems, that if this one did not work, this other one is going to work, right? So I don't know if you guys have had that experience before. Has anybody had a similar experience before? Probably working with a client, or maybe you're going for an interview. Because I've had some of my students reach out to me and they'll be like, Coach Fortuna, I went for an interview. This is what happened though. I was supposed to go for an interview. My network started disturbing me. My laptop did this, my laptop did that. And when you now reach out to the client again for what's it called? Okay, our facilitator is on board. Let me leave the gist for later. Let him continue with that question. Okay, so Jetro, over to you.
I'm sorry, what was the last thing you heard me say before I apparently got cut off?
Yeah, you were talking about I think the client's account when she talked about the funnel, if the tags to use. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I was talking about the softwares then.
Mm.
Most softwares will allow you to tag your leads. However, it's best if she goes outside of just email marketing. Because if she's doing just email marketing, she's going to be stuck with. Now, the client in question, if she sells on sales calls, she's going to need beyond just email marketing. But most people work with email marketing if they are using a solid email provider, like email service provider like ConvertKit or like System.io. Although System.io is poor for sending emails, but it works beautifully well as a CRM. So it's going to help you with tags. It depends on the software she's using. Does that make sense?
Okay. Favor, I don't know if Favor got what you said. I don't know if Favor got what you said, but still in the spirit of asking a similar question, what aside from System.io and ConverterKit, because I know you've been mentioning those two platforms, are there any other platforms for CR? Because I mostly use HubSpot, so I know a lot of virtual assistants use HubSpot as well. So is HubSpot also a good CRM to use for marketing? Because I've been
HubSpot is
using
an
it
excellent
and
CRM system.
it's it said, come again.
HubSpot is an excellent CRM system.
Okay, what about Zoho?
Zoho is I've only
Have
used
you
Zoho for email marketing, which is for sending emails. I have not exactly used it as a CRM system.
okay, okay. Um So, on behalf of some persons who might not be able to ask this question, let me ask based on what Favor said. What does Favor mean by tags? For some people who may not understand or who may not know what those tags actually mean.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever gone for an event and you see people wear exactly? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Now, when you buy the ticket for a paid event, and they are maybe they ranked people, which is regular seats, VIP, VVIP, and then you see other people who wear tags like speaker or protocol. Now, though that is what the tag really is. It tells you who this person is and the role that they are supposed to play. But in the case of funnels, it tells you who this person is and where they are in your sales process. So let's assume that you created, let's say, 6 tags, and the first one is new leads, the second one is engaged leads, the third one is paid, okay, paid leads, the next one is call leads, and the last one is, let's say, negotiating. Okay, now, based on what I just said, you already know what each one means. So whoever is having that tag means that that is the stage they are in your funnel. So if the tag on somebody says negotiation, it means that you're still negotiating with that person. Now, how do you create a tag? It's as simple as just using, okay, in WhatsApp business, there's something called labels, and you can simply
Mm-hmm.
tag a label to a client and say to a contact and say, buyer. You can tag paid. You can tag whatever it is you want to tag. So that is exactly what the tag does. That is exactly what the tag means.
Okay. Thank you very much for that clarification. I believe that so many persons have gotten a knowledge about what it actually means. So if your client tomorrow says, create this tag, use this tag, you know what the tag actually means, okay, based on the client's preference, like who the client is and what stage you're actually in. But some of this CRM tools, most of them have a different name for it. So most times they don't even call it tag. Just like what I said, they call it stage. What particular stage this person is. So that way you know the stage which in which by which a client is. So I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. Like WhatsApp calls them labels, but WhatsApp is
Yeah,
not doing it
yeah.
for a CRM system yet. I think they're working towards
Mm-hmm.
it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Detro. So please, if you have more questions, you can drop it in the WhatsApp group or send me a DM so we'll address those issues. So if you were able to, if you didn't get everything he said, let's say you join in late, you didn't get everything he said, we're going to share the um we're going to share the recording, the pre-recorded video of this. You can go back to watch it. I think the link that we used to share for everyone to join on this call is still, like, you can still go back to that same link again to watch the pre-recorded video. So yeah, our community manager will just do that for us. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for having for taking out your time to explain all of this. I think tomorrow we'll be able to see a clear picture of everything that you today. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today's section and for creating time for it. Tomorrow, let's believe that we'll learn more from True. Okay, so it's good night from us. Thank you and have a good night rest.
Good night. Good night. Bye.